regularly done. Answer the question. It's okay.
How did he originally present himself to you? What services did he say he was offering?
Well, when I first met him, it was just alone. He didn't represent anything, and I didn't ask anything. I was just meeting a friend's acquaintance.
As that business relationship became closer and you eventually hired him, I assume he pitched his services in some way. What was his way of framing what he was offering to you?
I think it was his experience at an industrial level, like working for a big company like Bear Stearns, and then he had done personal work for the Rothschild family in France.
Personal wealth management, essentially?
I don't know.
Dude. Every damn time, man. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, it's like it was it's like not working for a second. Oh, weird. Okay. Let me check my filters. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll help a little bit. Cool. All right, what do we got here? Back to talking about aliens again. Oh my goodness.
Something that got a lot of attention this week. Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real?
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, the president can declassify anything that he wants to, so if you want to make an announcement.
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
We know illegal aliens are real.
Yeah, illegal. Only illegals. What else?
Based on what you've been told, what do you think happened to
The heck?
something that got a lot?
That was a weird one. I gotta pop out my D-Live people here.
When you first met Epstein, how did he
Okay.
You know, I said,
Dude,
one
he's doing
thing-
this again. He's saying
other
this
day,
again? How weird. That's strange.
A little while ago, a month ago, 2 months ago. I said, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven in front of a massive group of people, 56,000 people. And they were all saying, oh, what does he mean? I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm doing a great job for a lot of people, but I don't think so. I'm just not worthy of heaven. I'm not going to make it. And I was having a good time going, you know, I was having fun. I hope to make it. But I doubt I will, to be honest with you. A lot of you will. I'm not so sure. But I was having fun. The New York Times has a front page story. Donald Trump is now questioning his mortality. They made it like I was totally. So you can't joke. It doesn't work. You know, I said one thing the other day, a little while ago, a month ago, 2 months ago.
Weird. Okay. Sorry, just like randomly scrolling and finding interesting bits here.
So I decided to go to Iraq.
All right. Prince Andrew.
I got a question about something big overseas today. The former Prince Andrew arrested by the police there, related to something with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think people in this country at some point, associates of Jeffrey Epstein, will wind up in handcuffs too?
Well, you know, I'm the expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice. So I can actually speak about it very nicely. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing. When I see that, it's a very sad thing to see it and to see what's going on with his brother, who's obviously coming to our country very soon, and he's a fantastic man, the king. So I think it's a very sad thing. It's really interesting because nobody used to speak about Epstein when he was alive, but now they speak. But I'm the one that can talk about it because I've been totally exonerated. I did nothing. In fact, the opposite. He was against me. He was fighting me in the election, which I just found out through the last 3 million pages of documents. Yeah, please.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, this is the guy that took down the transgender shooter at the Rhode Island hockey game.
There's Michael Black. Michael, you are a hero. Tell us about what happened that day. When did you notice the shooter and how you went into action?
So in the first period, with about 10 minutes left, I felt like I heard 2 large balloons pop in front of me. And when I looked, I couldn't see balloons. Then I heard a third shot. And when I looked around, I saw a hand and a gun being pointed at the family in the second row. I told my wife to run. She was sitting next to me with some friends, and she got out, and I stayed. And as the crowd kind of moved, I got a clear angle at the shooter, and I jumped on the 4th step and leaped at him with my left hand. And in the leap side, I got my hand caught in the gun, held him down, fell on top of him, and then he pushed me off. I had the gun. When he stood up again, my heroes jumped in, and one tried to jump him from the back and from the side. And then eventually he fell to my feet, and we were staring right at each other. And he had a very concerned look on his face and reached into his left pocket and pulled out another gun, and then shot himself.
I see that your hand is all wrapped up because I'm assuming this is the hand that got caught in the chamber?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's between the thumb and the forefinger. The hospital took care of it, put 9 stitches in there.
As he's shooting people, this suspect, did he say anything?
All right. 80. Oh, yeah, we got a lot to go over today. Oh, boy. Okay. Where are we even gonna start? Oh gosh. All right, that's yesterday. There we go. King Charles releases statement following the arrest of his brother, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. I've learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair, and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I have said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all. Yeah.
This operation, we're hearing that Buckingham Palace was not informed about this operation beforehand. It seems that King Charles learned about his brother being arrested in much the same way as the rest of us, even though this was happening on his private
I have
estate
a really
in
hard time
Sandringham.
believing that, but if that's true, I guess that's interesting.
And we are in the extraordinary situation of standing by as British police search properties belonging to King Charles. Remember, Andrew lost the lease on Royal Lodge where he lived on the Windsor estate as a result of this latest release of Epstein files, the embarrassment that was causing. He lost his titles, of course. He was basically sent into exile out in Norfolk, which is miles away from where we are here in London and Windsor, which is not far from London. And so now we're in the situation where the King's private estate where Andrew was living is being searched by police. Like I said, we do not have the details on what their case is against him, but it does seem to surround these allegations that he forwarded sensitive government material to Jeffrey Epstein when he was trade envoy for more than a decade. The next steps will presumably be that he is bailed at some point. He will leave police custody. Will he make bail? That's the big question. I mean, I cannot answer these questions at this point. We will have to wait to see what the police issue in terms of a statement. They have been very careful here. They have not even named Andrew specifically. They said only a man in his 60s was arrested this morning. He is, by the way, 66, and it is his birthday today. And so we will wait for the police to issue a statement. And the Crown Prosecution Service, presumably, if charges are brought, they will list the charges that they will bring against him. And then we'll have to see if he pleads in some way or if he defends himself. He presumably has some kind of legal representation currently in prison. He may well choose to issue a statement of his own. What is clear is that he is now a private citizen. The palace has cut ties with Andrew in pretty much every way possible. And I think King Charles's personal statement this morning, not a statement on behalf of the palace, but a statement from King Charles himself, was meant to show that everyone in the royal family, the working members of the royal family, Charles, William, Kate, Prince Edward, very much on the side of the public in.
Okay, then. I'm sure that's what they'd like people to believe. Oh, yeah, Board of Peace today, yeah? That too. Jeez. Fucking so much going on today.
Does everybody like the music?
Okay.
Good music. Perfect song. That's good music.
Does not steal your songs.
Should go to the YMCA.
YMCA, yes.
That's the only thing that dance.
What's the music? Is that from...
Does everybody like the music?
Yeah, it's a perfect song.
That's good music.
Does not steal your
Is November Rain? Huh.
songs.
Should go to the YMCA.
YMCA, yes.
That's the only thing that dance.
I wonder why... What an odd choice. Interesting. Okay. FIFA President Gianni Infantino sports an iconic red USA hat at the inaugural meeting of the Board of Peace. Very nice. Nice to have you aboard.
Peace, and what we're doing is very simple. Peace. It's called the Board of Peace, and it's all about an easy word to say, but a hard word to produce. Peace. But we're going to produce it. We've been doing a really good job, and some of these leaders that are with us have helped me very much during just this first year. We have a first year like probably no other ever in our country, because we settled 8 wars and I think a 9th to come. It's turned out to be a tougher one. I thought that was going to be the easiest one. But with war, you never know what's easy and what's not so easy. But we've had a great relationship, and I've become friendly with so many of the people. And I appreciate you being here. These are great people. These are great leaders. What we're doing is very simple. Peace. It's peace. Peace for the inaugural meeting of the board.
Okay.
You really did yourself proud
Marco.
2 days ago in Munich. In fact, so proud that I almost terminated his employ because they were saying, why can't Trump do this? I do, but I say it differently. But Marco, don't do any better than you did, please. Because if you do, you're out of here. But no, I want my guys to do great. And the acclaim he's gotten and the acclaim JD gets is great. We have smart people. Marco, you really did yourself proud 2 days ago in Munich. In fact, so proud that I almost terminated his employ because they were saying, why?
That's great.
Possible. But this meeting today is proof with determined leadership nothing is impossible. When I took office, the war in Gaza was raging with thousands of people being killed and no end in sight. Today, thanks to unrelenting diplomacy and the commitment of many of the great people in this room, we have 59 countries signed up on Gaza. Think of that. We have, it's amazing. But all the people, many, really so many in this room, the war in Gaza is over. It's over. There are little flames. Hamas has been, I think they're going to give up their weapons, which is what they promised. If they don't, it'll be, they'll be harshly met, very harshly met. They don't want that. All this stuff like they don't mind dying. They told me that's not true. Everyone said, oh, they don't mind dying. No, they don't want to die. They said, we don't want to die. People don't want to die. The ceasefire was held, and every last remaining hostage, both living and dead, has been returned back home. Think of that. That was an impossibility. Just announced that Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, UAE, Morocco, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia,
All dumping money in.
Uzbekistan, and Kuwait have all contributed more than $7 billion toward the relief package. That's great. Thank you, fellas. Thank you. And many more are contributing too. So the numbers are, this just started. This is our first meeting. But every dollar spent is an investment in stability and the hope of new and harmonious. It's a region that's so important. It's so vibrant. It's so incredible. The people are so incredible. But we want to have a harmonious Middle East. Nations. We're providing a model for how responsible sovereign nations can cooperate to take responsibility for confronting problems in their own regions. The Board of Peace is showing how a better future can be built, starting right here in this room. And I want to let you know that the United States is going to make a contribution of $10 billion to the Board of Peace. Thank you. We're providing a
Quite a bit of money. All right. Now's the time for Iran to join us on a path.
Now is the time for Iran to join us on a path that will complete what we're doing. And if they join us, that'll be great. If they don't join us, that'll be great too. But it'll be a very different path. They cannot continue to threaten the stability of the entire region. And they must make a deal. They must make a deal. Or if that doesn't happen, I maybe can understand. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But bad things will happen. Bad things will happen. Now is the time. If it doesn't, now is the time for Iran to join us on a path that will.
United States, but to the entire team, to Marco, to Steve, to Jared in particular, who've done such an incredible job. I think what this Board of Peace represents is a recognition that if you actually have a President of the United States and a team that's committed to diplomacy, it can actually work. When I look at what happened to Israel on October the 7th, all those innocent people who were murdered, the fact that you had all of these hostages, and of course, a terrible war that came from it, I remember thinking to myself, how is it ever going to be possible to get these hostages home safely, to make it possible for the people of Gaza to actually have a reasonable future, but also to ensure that Israel is never attacked again? It turns out the answer was you just needed a president who was committed to the effort and committed to the work, and that's what we had, thankfully, under the leadership of this president. And you got to make peace, but then you have to make the peace stick. And that brings me to my second point. That's what the Board of Peace, I think, is fundamentally about, is making the peace stick. And it's an incredible thing that you guys have all done. So to all of the leaders gathered here today who are investing in the future, who are investing in peace, we're grateful to you. We're grateful for your partnership. And in particular, I think to the President of Azerbaijan and the Prime Minister of Armenia, who I just saw last week, thank you all for making it possible and for showing what real leadership can accomplish. When you set aside weapons and killing and destruction and invest in your people and invest in prosperity, it can create great things. So thank you both for what you did. I think it showed great leadership. And finally, to the American people, I think it's important that the American people recognize why we're here today. And the reason that we're here today is, yes, to save lives and yes, to promote peace, but this creates incredible prosperity for the American people. The countries represented here represent trillions of dollars of investment in the United States of America that would not have been possible without this president's leadership and advocacy for peace. The economies here represent millions of American jobs of people who are receiving products built in American factories and made by American workers would not be possible without a focus on peace. So, Mr. President, while I think this is great for the world, I also think it's really, really great for the United States of America. So we're looking forward to the partnership.
Marco Rubio stepped up.
I'll be brief and to the point. We want to talk a little bit about the strategic vision of this organization and begin doing so by first acknowledging that we are here today because the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has both an ability and a willingness to use the power of his office to think outside the box. And that's why we're here today. This was a very unique crisis in Gaza, one that the existing international institutions could not solve or figure out. It needed a very specific type solution that required the partnership of all the nations that are here, including those that are here on an observer status. And we appreciate you coming today and being a part of this as well. And that's the point I want to drive home today. And soon you'll hear from Steve and Jared, who, by the way, deserve an incredible amount of credit for pulling this together and working countless hours and traveling all over the world. They truly deserve our appreciation and thanks for the work they've put in under the leadership of President Trump to make this possible. This Gaza situation was impossible to solve under orthodoxy, under existing structures. And so what we did is they went to the UN, and they got the UN's approval to put this group together and bring these nations together to come up with a very specific solutions to a very unique and specific problem. We have a long ways to go. There's a lot of work that remains. It will require the contribution of every nation state represented here today, and we thank you for being a part of it. And we hope that this can serve as a model for other complex and difficult situations so they can be solved in the same way. But right now the focus is on this one. We have to get this right. There is no plan B for Gaza. Plan B is going back to war. No one here wants that. Plan A, the only path forward, is one that rebuilds Gaza in a way of enduring and sustainable peace, where everyone can live there side by side with one another and never worry again about returning to conflict, to war, to human suffering, and to destruction. And again, Mr. President, thank you for having the vision and the courage to pursue something that has never been done before, and we're not done yet. And thank you to Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for the time and the work they've put into this. And thank you on behalf of the State Department and the U.S. government to all of the nations that are here. Every one of you is indispensable, including our observer partners, who we hope can find your way to join us at some point as officially part of this. But we are grateful for the fact you're here today and the contributions you've made already. Thank you.
Steve Witkoff.
We're here today, again, I say it, I know it sounds redundant, but we're here today because of President Trump. Without him, none of this was possible. There were 251 hostages. 168 came out alive. 83 bodies were returned to their families so that they could grieve and remember their loved ones like in a normal way. In a way that brought their families together. So that was just as important. This was a monumental effort, and I want to tell a story about the president. Every time a hostage family came to visit with us, they were not on the president's schedule. I would walk down to the Oval Office, I would tell the president that there was a hostage family here, and he would say, "Steve, bring them up." Every single time. And when we got the last 20 out, we had a celebration at the White House, and I could see the emotion on the president's face. And he came up to me and he said to me, "I have to tell you, this is my 5th year in the Oval Office, and I don't know that I've ever had a more special time than this moment with these people, seeing them come home." And I said to the president, "You have to look around because none of them would be home without you, sir. None of them." So I only want to tell you, Mr. President, you gave me my greatest honor to work on this effort, and I thank you.
Quite nice.
Line, Mr. President, Excellencies, bottom line, humanitarian aid has absolutely surged since the Gaza war ended. Our Central Command, our great military, is working together with Israel, with the UN, so many countries here to coordinate the aid, to make sure there's deconfliction. Over 70 countries now are participating in our Civil Military Command Center, and here are the results. Aid is up. 4,200 aid trucks have entered Gaza each week for 13 consecutive weeks, the longest stretch of high-volume assistance to Gaza in years. Diversion is down significantly from prior to the ceasefire, with less than 1% diverted this month. Food supplies are way up. We are reaching the full 2.1 million Gazans with aid, up 5 times from the delivery levels before the ceasefire. The percentage of households experiencing severe hunger has dropped from about 30% to down to 1%. As of this past February, drinking water has doubled and child malnutrition has been cut in half. If we could go to the next slide. Mr. President, only under your leadership and this great team could we bring together the United States, Israel, Egypt, Jordan, the UAE, the United Nations agencies. Mr. President, bottom line, like you, this is a board of action, not a board of endless talk or speeches, and these results are a true testament to your leadership and the leadership of this great team. We are saving lives, and it's an honor to be a part of it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Kushner.
Caroline, and thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Secretary Rubio. We cannot change the past, but I think that what you're seeing today is that we can potentially change the future if we focus and do this in the right way. we tried to structure this meeting like a proper board meeting, like we do in the private sector, where we have all the preparation, we get the right people together, and we really report on what our challenges are, what the opportunities are, and what are the approaches. What you've seen today is just a small sample of the work that's been done, and I really want to thank the entire team that's worked so hard at this. A lot of these people are volunteers. They're doing this not for any personal gain. People are not personally profiting from this. They are really doing this for their children and for their grandchildren and because they want to see peace. One small anecdote is Liran said to me, "Are you sure I should be presenting? I'm a Jewish Israeli and I'm working on Gaza and all these things." And I said, "That's exactly why you should be presenting today." If Jews and Muslims work together, Israelis and Palestinians with Americans and English and Bulgarian and people from all around the world, then we can kind of join on a common goal, which is peace and togetherness, and that's really what we've done. I want to thank President Trump. I remember working with you on your first foreign policy speech in 2016 that you gave at the Mayflower Hotel, and at the time, those ideas were considered to be very, very radical. What I saw as somebody who didn't have any foreign policy experience were just common sense ideas. Why can't the world be better? Why can't there be peace? Why can't there be more prosperity for all people in all ways? And I think over the last decade, you really have changed the way that the world thinks about a lot of these things. And I think that this organization is bringing a new approach and new ideas and new people together in order to effectuate it. I'd really like to thank all the countries that joined on very early. I see this as a very self-selecting group of countries that really believe that the future can be different and wanted to.
All right. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. It's like it just auto-scrolled or something on its own somehow. While I stepped away. Go figure. I don't know how it does this shit, man. I swear. Obnoxious. All right. Well, now I got to scroll all the way back down again, so hold on. Now it's just not loading, so that's great. Yep. Yeah, it looks like X is taking a shit, so that's fucking fantastic. Great. Just great. All right. Well, now it's completely kaput. Now nothing shows. Oh, we back to working? Yes. All right. Well, I don't know where that cut off at. We'll just move on to whatever the next one is. Ridiculous. All right. Let's see.
Caroline, and I will say that this has been, I think will maybe be one of, if not the most important day of our careers. And we've had some pretty good careers up here, but this is something very special. And we're going to straighten out Gaza. We're going to make Gaza very successful and safe. And we're also going to maybe take it a step further where we see hot spots around the world. We can probably do that very easily. This is a tremendous group of powerful people and brilliant people. And I think that we can do things that a lot of other people would not be able to even conceive of or think of. We will help Gaza. We will straighten it out. We will make it successful. We will make it peaceful. And we will do things like that in other spots. Spots will come up. Things will happen that nobody's even thinking about now and not even conceivable. But we will take care of a lot of things, and we'll work again with the United Nations and bring it back to health. It needs help. It's got tremendous potential, but it needs a lot of help. And I think we can start with doing that pretty soon, Michael. I think we're going to work on that very strongly. We can fix up even the building physically. I love to see beautiful buildings. I like to see buildings fixed up physically, not look like they are in disrepair. We don't like that. So we're going to do a job with the United Nations. We're going to have some very good people, and you have some very good people there right now, but we're going to put some extra people in, and we're going to have it help us. But most importantly for today, the Board of Peace is going to lead the way in Gaza. We're going to make Gaza an example of success and safety and unity. And it's an honor that you're here. And I want to thank the media for being so respectful. You're really amazing. It's given the Board of Peace the respect it deserves. These are the most powerful people in the world, the richest people in the world through their countries. And they have made a tremendous commitment, and the United States likewise has made a tremendous commitment. Thank you to everybody for your involvement, and we look forward to working with you over the years for many, many reasons, many very, very good humanitarian reasons. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
On his way to Rome, Georgia. Local business, touring steel production facility, some other stuff. Georgia voter.
What is going to be your big takeaway? What are you hoping to hear from the president today, later on in the speech from the CUSA manufacturing plant?
I would think the economy, very important. I think we're on the right track right now. We need to stay focused. Also,
what is going to be your big takeaway? What are you hoping to hear from the president today, later on in the speech from the CUSA manufacturing plant?
Nice. Young fellows camped out President Trump's Georgia speech hours before it began. Trying to make sure they got in the door.
Literally worldwide attending this school right in your backyard of Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I can get with the most is pro-life, pro-gun, pro-Trump, man. I mean, I think all this abortion and all that, what gender are you? I mean, that's just not right. I mean, God says in the Bible there's two genders. Am I right? Yeah. And I think that's what it should be. I think that's what it should be, to be honest with you.
Right. I feel like just he's so truthful and just my values, and I value that.
Wish I could hear it.
I think you guys are literally brothers in arms right now. I want everyone to see. Yeah, it's like where
I don't know what
the
it
hell
is with people's inability to like get your volume where it needs to be. It's not that difficult. Even give you nice, easy little meters to do it. U.S. Commission of Fine Arts has just unanimously approved President Trump's new White House ballroom proposal. Yeah, 6-0. Full steam ahead. It's going. Nope. Horrifying footage from the A.C. Reynolds High School Ice Out protest in Asheville, North Carolina. It appears that not a single adult was with the apparently roughly 1,000 children or so when they just bolted out of classes and into the middle of a 4-lane highway. Literally. Oh my gosh. that these kids had adults with them. Remember the lady in the school from the other day said that. She tried to tell the parent, like, oh yeah, they had adults with them, and you know, sí, señor. Yeah, apparently not. That we saw. Carlson detained in Israel after Huckabee interview. Spokesman for the U.S. Embassy in Israel denied that Carlson was detained and claimed he received the same passport control questions that countless visitors, including Mike Huckabee and other diplomats, receive as part of normal entrance and exit from Israel. Okay. Oh, well, here he is apparently posing for photos with an airport staff member. You know, maybe the guy just asked for a photo with him. I mean, there's no telling when this video was taken either. Like, this was a bit thin to kind of just wave away what he said. Oh boy, well, here goes Loomer. Looks like the machine's pushing back. Americans furious after a legal alien from India got a CDL and killed a driver in Indiana. Killed. Sing? Do you sing?
24-year-old Satdeep Singh from India, who was caught and released at the border in 2018. DHS says a court order known as the Flores Consent Decree forced the agency to release him to sponsors because at the time he was a minor. Federal law enforcement sources tell Fox News Singh received his commercial driver's license
every
this
damn
past
time,
May
man.
in Indiana, just before the Transportation Department instituted new rules to stop people from other countries from being able to get CDLs so easily. DHS tells us it is incredibly dangerous for illegal aliens who often don't know our traffic laws or even English to be operating semi-trucks on America's roads. These tragedies are 100% preventable. This case appears to be a prime example of what the administration is trying to prevent. Our local Fox station reports Singh has had 5 driving citations since 2022, including 3 speeding tickets, 1 for no registration, and according to court records, just last month, he was in a car accident and got ticketed for not having insurance, which would typically lead to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles suspending someone's commercial driver's license. But in this case, it's not clear whether or not that happened. We have reached out to them about that. As for Singh, we are told he is now in ICE custody. Jillian?
Wow. Go back to the photo. There he is. Can we just kick all the things out, please? I'm tired of this. Every other day. Oh, Mayor Bowser declares emergency, asks feds for help with Potomac River spill. The doo-doo in the river. I do believe Epstein was an intel agent. Nancy Mace. All right, why not?
You have been one of the leaders pushing for transparency around the Epstein files. Do you think that the files that are not in the possession of the Department of Justice, but are in the possession of the intel community, should those be released? And is there any legislative effort underway to do that?
I sent a letter to one particular three-letter agency, the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, yesterday regarding documents I believe they have in their possession. I want a copy of every single passport under every single pseudonym that he had. I do believe that Epstein was an intel agent, maybe more than one, for more than one country. And I believe that the CIA is in possession of documents that will tell us and give us more answers to the operations, not just the sex trafficking, because I believe this goes into arms dealing overseas and other nefarious activities and hiding money for rich and powerful people. I think there's a lot more to the Epstein operation than meets the eye. And that's why, and I think some government officials are involved, that's why it's being swept under the rug and hidden.
You have looked at a lot of these documents, a lot of these redactions. Do you have any sense who he was working for?
I mean, I think Israel's on the table, Mossad. I think the CIA. Some folks have said Russian, but I think it'd be very hard. I haven't seen that link yet, but I think it'd be very easy to map it to the CIA and to Israel as well. I don't think he was. I don't think he committed suicide. I think he was murdered as well for the information and intel that he has. And somebody's covering this up. I mean, this was going back over 20 years. This goes back 4 presidential administrations. And the American people need to know why and who's covering up. And those that are covering up, they need to go to jail too.
Yep, clearly something was going on. Someone was backing him. I think we'd all like to know who. Okay, school district cuts ties with photo giant after social media posts about alleged Epstein ties. What? Live touch photos? What? What is this? Live touch headquarters in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Is this the company that does like all the school photos for like all the schools in the country, pretty much? They're like massive. Yeah, nation's largest school photographer. Yep. I remember them from even back when I was in school. Controversy centers around Leon Black, who's an associate of Epstein's and former CEO of Apollo Global Management, an investment fund that bought LifeTouch's parent company, Shutterfly. Gosh. Okay. Oh, indeed, yeah. I suppose so. LifeTouch's proximity to Epstein's orbit, a parental red flag. Yes. Warning families against allowing their children's photos and data to be kept by a company that could have been linked to Epstein and associates. I mean, it seems like a pretty... I don't know. Like Leon Black, when were they purchased? Like, I don't know. Seems like it's all sourcing back to like a viral Facebook post. It's probably worth looking into. But it could just be viral Facebook slop too. Like the people at this company may be totally fine. No issue. Trump nominates lawyer from his legal team for appeals court position. Okay. Trump on Wednesday nominated a lawyer who was part of his legal team. Who? Which one? Justin Smith. Okay. Represented Trump in his case against writer E. Jean Carroll. Cool. Justin Smith. Justin Smith. Justin Smith. Pictures of Justin Smith. Guess not. Maybe this guy? I don't know. Trying to see if I knew him. Mid Epstein fallout, Bill Gates becomes point of controversy at India AI Summit. Oh, were the Singhs getting angry at him? The Gates Foundation India on Thursday said the billionaire would skip the address after careful consideration and to ensure the focus remains on the AI Summit's key priorities. Okay, Bill. Oh, he's going to be replaced by another Microsoft hard. They're gonna send another foot soldier in his place. Nancy Guthrie. Oh boy, the latest. What's the latest? Here we are, 19 days in. Biological evidence being analyzed. Oh. Where from?
It is day 19 in the search for Nancy Guthrie, and investigators are sifting through what they're saying is about 19,000 different tips that have poured in.
That is a lot to go through, isn't it? But there's still no sign of the 84-year-old who is the mother of today's show host, Savannah Guthrie. Let's get out to Fox 10's Brian Webb. He is live in Tucson this afternoon with the very latest. Brian.
Hey guys, the total reward now tops $200,000 after an anonymous donation of $100,000. But all that money, nationwide attention, and those 19,000 tips have not led to a break in the case, not yet anyway. The best clue remains this security video from Nancy Guthrie's porch, an armed, masked man tampering with the doorbell camera. Authorities say they have ruled out all immediate family members. TMZ says it received another sophisticated ransom note demanding $6 million. The sheriff's office is working with authorities in Mexico, and investigators are still analyzing biological evidence found in and around Nancy's home. But a DNA test on a glove found nearby did not make a match in the federal CODIS system. And that's the slow reality of this kidnapping investigation. Tip by tip, test by test, ruling out suspects one at a time is just part of the process.
Eliminating leads is as important as affirming leads or evidence. Law enforcement investigators that are out there have to be diligently covering leads and considering all possibilities. We have to remember that there's technology, there's resources, and there's investigators that are out there. And if the clues are there and they're able to locate those clues, then we'll see the solution of this.
Nancy's daughter, Savannah, released a statement over the weekend basically saying it's never too late.
I think at this point, it's probably too late. Let's be real here. 19 days. She's if she was, I don't even know that she was ever alive through this whole thing. The whole thing just seems like a charade to begin with. Anyway, personally, if you ask me, something's weird about the whole mess. The whole thing is. Okay, what's this one? We just did that one. Oh no.
The FBI now has photos and names of people they believe may be the suspects.
Oh,
seen
really?
On that surveillance video outside Nancy Guthrie's front door with what appears to be a gun and a holster. They've been going from business to business.
That is one
including
goofy
gun
ass
shops.
looking holster, though. I gotta say, like that is certainly not the holster I would have chosen to wear for a job like that.
And a holster. They've been going from business to business, including gun shops, talking to employees, asking them if they recognize any of the faces and names. And
Like
if any one
it
of those
seems
people-
like it was a holster specifically chosen to show, like, to put on display the fact that the person was armed, and that's it. Like, I don't know why else you would dangle your gun openly in front of your balls like that.
Gun.
At least out of the waistband. I don't know why. Like, why would you do that? You'd think you would want to, I don't know, maybe conceal it a little bit.
In a holster.
Of course, that may indeed have been the entire point, to show the fact that they were armed.
They've been going from business to business, including gun shops, talking to employees, asking them if they recognize any of the faces and names, and if any one of those people made any purchases. Our team has been driving around going into gun shops. We spoke with one person at one gun shop that confirms he received a packet of a few dozen people. The photos appeared to be from driver's licenses and from social media. He was asked if he recognized them. He said he did not. He plugged their names into their own database. Nothing came up. KOLD, our local CBS affiliate here in Tucson, also visited stores and spoke with one person on camera. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Tuesday to Thursday, one of those days that an FBI agent came in. This is all the information that we fill out. They don't have to put a phone number or an email. Anytime we get a firearm sent into the shop or somebody comes in to buy one, we have to add them as a customer because we got to get all their information for the 4473 form.
It's unclear where those photos and those names came from. We do know that the sheriff's department has had their own parallel investigation into the backpack. It's sold exclusively at Walmart stores. According to the sheriff, he tells me that Walmart handed over their own list of purchase records and names, but whether or not the two are connected at this point is unclear. This is day 18 of the search.
Felon briefly detained in SWAT raid denies ties to Nancy Guthrie. Kidnapping, no link whatsoever. Haley was subject to 2 warrants, one on his mom's house and another on his Range Rover. Range Rover, huh? Not bad. Apparently a Tucson local. Arrested previously for selling drugs, violating probation, fentanyl and a gun. I don't know. It doesn't sound like the guy to me. Just saying. Journalist looked into Ilhan Omar's business partner. Yeah, it's all fake. The whole thing is fake.
Just so you guys know, Tim Manette's business partner, Will Haler, has started West Pike more recently in 2023. So they only work with accredited investors, and they are focused on the acquisition and operational excellence of other wineries. They also sell the idea of wine in Napa Valley and a booming industry, and also their long experience of being in the winemaking business. Just so you guys know, Tim Manette's a business.
Major defense contractor flees Virginia. It's weeks after she takes office. Who is it? Who's leaving? Boeing. We lost Boeing, huh? Way to fucking go, you stupid hag. Not that Boeing's been doing terribly great of late, but they employ a lot of people. Pardon my French. Sickened by this. Gonna run this otherwise wonderful state into the ground. Judge scolds Mark Zuckerberg's team for wearing Meta glasses to social media oh my god, they wore their own tech nerd glasses, complete with cameras and microphones, to their own social media trial. I don't know what Maybe they allow cameras in LA. I don't know. Federal? It's federal. They don't. But I don't think it is. I think it's a local. Excuse me, a local thing. Yeah, LA Superior. Judicial officers have the discretion to place limitations on video recording and photography in their courtroom. The use of recording devices and cameras is generally banned in LA County Superior Court. They just did it anyway. Get footage of them.
Years old who claims that her mental health was harmed.
Here they are.
More time. It's kind of a, if you build it
more. Oh yeah,
more,
look at that. That's
100% use it more.
Meta Ray-Bans. 100%.
That's different than a team having a goal to get people to spend more. Marked it, but he did pull
that lady
down the
right there
so
too, right here. 100%. Definitely wearing them.
Argument, but he marked it.
We're gonna sneak into that court with a camera. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Look, there you go. That one.
Documents that we are now.
Is. Kansas legislature voted to override Democrat governor's veto, passing a law that defines male and female based on sex at birth. Democrat governor vetoed, huh? And then got shut down.
Good morning. Yeah, Kansas lawmakers recently passed this bathroom bill.
Bravo.
What it means is that you have to legally use the restroom associated with your sex at birth. So if you were born male, you'd use men's restroom. If you were born female, you'd use the women's bathroom. Basically, this makes it illegal for those who are transgender to use a public bathroom associated with the gender that they associate with right now. So those who support this bill say it's all about protecting women. They don't want someone who was born a male but now identifies as female using the women's restroom. But those against this bill say it discriminates against the transgender population. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly vetoed this bill last Friday, but yesterday the Kansas Senate voted 31-9 along party lines to override her veto. And today, the Kansas House will vote as to whether to override the governor's veto, and they have the votes to get it passed. Now, if it's passed by the House today and becomes law, a trans person who is caught using a public restroom opposite their born gender could face up to a $1,000 fine and criminal charges. Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach indicated that he will prosecute, as he doesn't think that many trans people will be able to get away with sneaking into an opposite-sex bathroom.
Well, I think in many instances, though, including in this very building in the Capitol, there are cases where it's not like that. It's very obvious that the individual in the women's room is a biological male.
The concern that legislation, this discriminatory legislation, where it need not be in the economic impact it have for future opportunities for our state.
Now, this bill also requires that all Kansas birth certificates and driver's licenses reflect the person's gender at birth. So any birth certificates or driver's license that have been altered and changed and sent out to trans people, they will have to be reissued. So we'll see. That is only if this bill becomes law. Again, the House voting on it today. If it passes, it'll be the new law in Kansas, guys.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Oh, wow. So a student was actually hit by a car while participating in an anti-ice walkout, in this case in Florida.
A student participating in a walkout at Palm Beach Lakes High School was hit by a car along North Military Trail. That child was rushed to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
And as tensions flared up, separate protest sites across our area, cameras capturing two people here, a man and a woman, appears to be maybe a student, struggling with police as officers tried to control the growing crowds.
A student participating in a walkout at Palm Beach Lakes High School was hit by a car along North Military Trail.
That child was rushed to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
And as tensions flared up,
excuse me. More on Guthrie.
Now to this, everybody. The urgent search for Nancy
Got
Guthrie
volume,
now
man.
headed south of the border. Sources telling News Nation that the FBI is following leads into Mexico at this point, while hundreds of investigators dig through evidence here in the United States. Let's go out to News Nation national correspondent Jess Cartalia, who is live in Tucson. Jess, Nancy's home. I mean, you do the math, you drive, it's really not that far from the Mexican border.
No, it's actually incredibly close. So as you mentioned, yeah, they are taking those leads now south of the border. Marky, a source close to the investigation, tells us here at News Nation that the FBI has contacted Mexican authorities in connection with this case. Now, this tells us that investigators are casting a wider net. They're following leads that take them across the border. So you can see on this map, Guthrie's home here in the Catalina foothills of Tucson is just 75 miles. That's an hour-and-a-half drive to the border crossing at Nogales. Arizona sees about an average of 8,000 people coming here into the U.S. every day. Strict checks are done when you come into the country, but it's pretty easy to travel south into Mexico without being stopped. In this map of the border wall, I want to show you there's about a 100-mile stretch. There it is. That you can see without a border wall, right? That's like right along the Arizona and Mexico border. So that means someone who really knows this terrain can cross from Arizona into Mexico without having to cross at an official point of entry. It's now been 19 days, wow, it's hard to believe, since Guthrie vanished without a trace, and this footage has been their strongest lead to date. There are more than 400 members of law enforcement from 11 different agencies working on this case, and now that coordination appears to include Mexican law enforcement partners. Marky, we know that Nancy Guthrie requires medication, and in Mexico, you can purchase prescription drugs over the counter. The Pima County Sheriff and, as we know, Guthrie's family members do believe that she is still alive.
Even without her medication? I don't know how that one's going to work. Maybe they found some? Happy 85th birthday to the Coast Guard Reserves. Excuse me.
Academic relationship that we're going to have with intelligent AI
Meta's
systems.
former chief AI scientist, Jan LeCun, says that in the future, AI innovation and top scientists will come from India and Africa.
Is going to be similar to the relationship that a leader in business, politics, or academia, or some other domain has with their staff. Okay, AI is going to be our staff. Every one of us is going to be a manager of a staff of intelligent machines. They'll do our bidding. They might be smarter than us, but certainly if you are an academic or a politician, you work with staff that are smarter than you. In fact, that's the whole point. You need to attract people who are smarter than you, because that's what makes you more productive. For an academic, it's students who are smarter than their professor and teach. It's not the professor that teaches graduate students; it's the other way around, actually. And certainly, we have a lot of examples of politicians who are surrounded by people who are smarter than them.
Earlier today, when Prime Minister Modi addressed the gathering, he said that India doesn't fear AI. We are seeing this as our destiny, future, which is Bhagya. Do you see that with a summit of this nature being hosted in India, it's a message to the global south, and that's where perhaps the next big innovation in AI could be coming from?
Well, long term is going to come from countries that have favorable demographics.
Oh, so the ones in Africa that have like a sub 70 IQ? Is that what you're going for? I mean, India is one thing. Yeah, 100%. It's already pouring out of India. But
Yeah,
Africa,
you know, the youth is the most creative part of humanity, and there's sort of a deficit of that in the north, largely. So, you know, the scientists, the top scientists of the future, in fact, many of
that
the
has not been my experience. In my brief dive into the world of cutting edge AI over the last month or so, it's all Indians. It's all Indians and Chinese. Haven't seen a single drop of Africans, other than the ones that post on Facebook like babbling idiots that can hardly find their way around a computer, trying to half-ass it with this like advanced tech that they clearly have no business using. That's all I've seen from Africa so far. Most of the advanced stuff is India and China. And us. I mean, we have our own share too. Silicon Valley. But in terms of other countries, it is all India and China. Especially, I assumed it was like all going to be China, but no, it's actually quite a shocking amount of Indians all over the place. They are really, I don't know what it is, but must be something about their culture, the way that they're brought up to think or something that just makes them take to this stuff like fish to water. Can't figure that one out. But yeah, they're everywhere. All right, where were we here? Screwed up our spot again. Somehow. Every dang time, man. All right. Well, how much longer do we got? We only got like 40 minutes left anyway, so I guess we may as well skip forward. Yeah, that's about where we were. ICE deports criminals back to Cuba for the first time in decades. Interesting. Man who lived rent-free in New Yorker hotel, then claimed to own it, pleads guilty. Jeez. House Oversight Panel opens probe of 764. Yep, that's good. House Oversight? No, it's House Oversight, not the FBI. Virginia Governor Spanberger, bitch, to deliver a Democratic response to... Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. It's going to be her. She's delivering the Democrat response to the State of the Union. Yeah. Yeah, our hag of a governor. Great. Where's she going to do it from? Richmond? Boy, wouldn't that be appropriate? In 1801, President Jefferson celebrated America's 25th birthday with horse races in D.C. This August, President Trump celebrating America's 250 with an IndyCar race in our nation's capital. Oh, yeah, by the way, how the heck do I get tickets to that shit? I want that. I need to go see it. I don't want to miss that. Nope. I want to be out there with a damn camera capturing an IndyCar. It's like ripping through DC's streets. Yes, please. Wes Moore signs legislation into law in Maryland to prevent state and local cooperation with ICE. Yep. We're going to be feeling that one here in Northern Virginia, can tell you that. King Charles attended a London Fashion Week show hours after his brother was arrested. Isn't that funny? Andrew leaving UK police station after hours of custody. Look at this loser. Ducking down like a little bitch. Released under investigation after arrest. So he's back out for now. What on earth? What? A group of dancers performed outside the Kennedy Center and Lincoln Memorial on President's Day in protest of the killings of Renee Good and Alex Pretty. Yes, they, I don't even know what the hell this is, but they did some kind of retarded dance in protest.
We're looking back at me.
Oh my God. Love how modern dance just basically ends up being like pimply weirdos kind of twitching around on the ground like retards having a seizure. Yes, yes. Great dance. Great dance, buddy. Remember when there were things like ballet? Things of beauty and grace. Ha! Ha! Backwards ways those were. Now we have this. Yes. Ah, the future. Okay, board Air Force One. Pete Ducey says, Trump just told me about Barack Obama's recent comment that aliens are real. Oh yeah, we watched the clip. Yeah, Trump said he gave classified information. I don't know exactly what he was referring to, but it's pretty weird. It's definitely pretty weird. Lauren Boebert pushes bill to ban government from using foreign software to store sensitive info. Probably a good idea. Pending. Wow, Coast Guard recovers 1 ton of cocaine after boat crew chucks the drugs into the sea while fleeing. 2,000 pounds. Cocaine. Son of a gun. Just did it again. All right. Where was it? Where was it? There we go. RNC Chairman Joe Gruters just demanded the Senate GOP pass the SAVE Act after the House gave its stamp of approval. Pressure mounting even from the RNC. Yet here we are, still dragging along. Trump on Prince Andrew.
It was not a good one, Peter. What do you think?
I got a question about something big overseas today. The former Prince Andrew arrested by the police there, related to something with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think people in this country at some point, associates of Jeffrey Epstein, will wind up in handcuffs too?
Well, you know, I'm the expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice. I can actually speak about it very nicely. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing. When I see that, it's a very sad thing to see it and to see what's going on with his brother, who's obviously coming to our country very soon, and he's a fantastic man, the king. So I think it's a very sad thing. It's really interesting because nobody used to speak about Epstein when he was alive, but now they speak. But I'm the one that can talk about it because I've been totally exonerated. I did nothing. In fact, the opposite. He was against me. He was fighting me in the election, which I just found out through the last 3 million pages of documents. Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
You said today on Iran, bad things will happen.
Okay. New banner went up at Justice headquarters this afternoon. Yeah, check it out. Seems to be kind of a new color scheme going on. Look at that. All right. Bathed in blue. Robert F. Kennedy Building, U.S. Department of Justice. Is it? Oh, look at that. Anyone seen this one? Freedom is coming. Freedom.gov. Information is power. Reclaim your human right to free expression. Get ready. Something coming from the Trump admin. Apparently helmed by Big Balls. None other than Big Balls. What it basically is it's going to be a portal through which countries that have been censored by their own governments, or people in countries that have been censored by their own governments, they can visit this portal to basically visit and view parts of the net that their own government is trying to censor from them. It's a portal to view the web in an uncensored format. I think it's brilliant. It's freaking genius. Freaking genius. Exactly the kind of thing we should be doing. And so simple, too. When you have the power of U.S. government at your disposal, especially. Police released a statement that Andrew has been released under investigation. Yep. Another mostly peaceful protest outside the border peace meeting. That appears to be a dismembered and beheaded Trump. And bloodied. Possibly sexually molested. I don't know what's going on there. Texas AG sues drone giant for Chinese Communist Party ties. Who? DJI or? I assume. No, different one. Anzu. Anzu Robotics was accused of masquerading as an American-owned drone maker. They weren't. They were apparently actually selling devices from a blacklisted Chinese manufacturer, DJI, of course. They're just wiping the DJI branding off, rebranding them as some new pop-up company, and then continuing to sell them. There are a ton of other companies doing this too. Far from the only one. Well, Trump on Iran.
Today on Iran, bad things will happen if Iran doesn't make
really
a
bad
deal.
things.
What will that
I'm not going to talk to you about that.
Okay, can you explain though, what is the goal if there is a U.S. military
Well, we're
strike?
going to make a deal, or we're going to get a deal one way or the other.
But with a military strike, is it to wipe out their nuclear program?
I'm not going to talk to you about that, but we're either going to get a deal, or it's going to be unfortunate for them.
And you said today 10 days. Have you given them a deadline firm to make a deal?
I would think that would be enough time, 10, 15 days, pretty much maximum.
Today on Iran, bad things.
Back down in Georgia. Oh, can't hear a darn thing. Oh. Oh, there we go.
Who likes proof of citizenship? And who likes no mail-in ballots, except for military, illness, disability, or like you're on vacation?
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
No mail-ins, you get thrown into the river, right? No. We're gonna.
Okay, Kingsley Wilson becoming the Department of War's Carolyn Leavitt. Eh?
Meet the 27-year-old Nepo baby whose political ascent reportedly began at a Halloween party and is now shaking up Washington. Her name is Kingsley Wilson, the 27-year-old Nepo baby who has become the unlikely new face of President Trump's rebranded Department of War. Her rise reportedly started with a costume. She met her husband at a Halloween party while dressed as a Border Patrol agent. Now she's being dubbed the Pentagon's answer to Caroline Leavitt. But her rapid path to the podium is sparking a DC firestorm. Her father is Steve Cortez, the former Trump advisor once labeled a turncoat after backing Ron DeSantis. Kingsley, however, stayed firmly loyal to MAGA. Insiders say her husband's ties to former Congressman Matt Gaetz helped her leapfrog seasoned veterans to become a leading voice for the world's most powerful military. Since taking over, she's reportedly pushed out legacy media from the building, replacing them with right-wing influencers. Her motto, be unapologetically right-wing. And for Kingsley Wilson, it appears to be paying off.
Wow. Seethe harder. Seethe harder, Daily Mail. Okay. From Tulsi Gabbard at DNI. Nearly 6,000 of the most dangerous ISIS detainees have been transferred out of Syria and secured in Iraq. Okay. God. Newsom says proving that you're an American citizen in order to vote is Jim Crow.
And of course, we're not talking about the other aspects of the SAVE Act that go well beyond ID, and it goes to which is also part of Jim Crow, the history, and that is when it comes to registration, you got to find your birth certificate. If you know where yours is, I have no clue where mine is, or you have to passport, and 2/3 African Americans don't even have passports. And of course, we're not talking about the other.
Explosive deposition clip of Wexner revealing that Epstein, oh yeah, we saw this one, claimed he was the financial advisor to Elie de Rothschild and the Rothschild family in France. Wexner says he personally verified it by talking to the Rothschilds. He represented their whole family. Also describes Epstein boasting that he advised Google's founders, Google's chief technologist, and Jeff Bezos. Jeez. Admits he never confirmed those claims, but I mean, probably true. Wow. Wexner starts to laugh during his deposition when asked about the trafficking and abuse of children through Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein's child trafficking network. Okay, let's hear this one.
Mr. Wexner, the committee is investigating the circumstances surrounding Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell and the trafficking of young women, trafficking and sexual abuse of young women or girls. Did Ms. Maxwell ever introduce you to any young woman or girl?
No, I don't think she ever introduced me to any female or man.
Did Ms. Maxwell ever ask you to introduce a young woman or girl to your friends or associates?
No.
Did you ever introduce any young woman or girl that you met through Ms. Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
Objection.
Yes.
Assumes the fact not in evidence.
Yeah, he did.
Your client can still just approach and answer the question.
That's fine. Repeat the question. I think the answer is no, but let's.
Did you ever introduce any woman or girl that you met through Ms. Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
No, never.
Okay. I don't think. Wexner appears stunned when questioned about the $1.3 billion in L brand stock that Epstein allegedly sold. The hundreds of millions Epstein is accused of stealing. Oh.
Epstein stole or otherwise misappropriated several $100 million from Wexner. That misconduct, together with the fees that Epstein paid himself for his services to Wexner, appears to account for virtually all of Epstein's wealth. So several $100 million is a large but not precise figure. To the best of your knowledge, how much exactly did Epstein steal?
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know.
I'd like to try to understand a little bit better how Epstein was able to steal or misappropriate that many funds. One way, reportedly, is that the trusts that we described earlier, which I know you said you have no recollection of, I just want to be thorough. The trusts that he was trustee of would receive gifts of limited stock, and he would then sell that stock on the New York Stock Exchange and then use a portion of those proceeds for his own personal purposes. Do you have any knowledge or recollection of what I just described?
I'm effing surprised. I'm shocked. I didn't know this.
Is it that you have not previously heard what I just described?
I never heard of it, never saw this document.
And it was publicly reported, I think, by ABC several years ago, but not ever on your radar.
Never.
Okay. The report indicates that it was more than or around $1.3 billion of stock that Epstein moved around that way. Not that he kept all of that money for himself, but the total amount of stock sales was over $1 billion. You have no knowledge or awareness of that.
I don't know the amounts. The only trust that I'm aware of is my wife set up trusts for our kids, so however she set them up in the amounts, I have no idea what's in them then or now.
And then separately, it's been reported that around $20 million of stock and cash were contributed by two of your charitable foundations to one of Epstein's charities. Do you have any knowledge or awareness of that?
Effing shocked. I'm appalled. I never heard that. Did you know that? No. Except so.
Thank you, Mr. Director. We have some additional questions and questions from some of the.
Okay. What? 3 bears captured on camera charging through the snow on a ski slope, crossing in front of skiers coming down the hill. Just having a gay old time, I guess.
Move! Get out of here!
No way.
Stinky little bears.
Stop! Move! Get out of there!
No way.
Billy Bears. That's great. Trump getting burgers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to ask my guys, I'm totally serious. Get some hamburgers. I got to make a speech. Come back, and we're going to eat you, and we'll have them warmed up. Air Force One is nice warming. We can warm it around. We can do anything on Air Force One.
Nice. Carved a special piece of steel for Trump. Oh, neato. Laser cut or something? Ah, so this is the moment the effigy of Trump was assaulted and molested. Man at the varsity in Rome, Georgia, asks President Trump to cross out Biden's signature from his presidential lifetime achievement award and replace it. I don't want his name on there. That's hilarious.
What he wants me, let's see, dear American,
It's the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
Wow, that's pretty good.
But I don't want his name on there. So can you help me out?
I love it. He doesn't want Biden's name on his lifetime achievement.
Yeah. Come on, put a big line through it.
Mine's not an auto pen. His is. That's an auto pen.
Did he just sign right over it?
You know, that's an auto pen. See, that's an auto pen.
Yeah,
You want me to cross it off?
Yes. That's it right there.
That's an auto pen signature.
That's it.
You think he signed it? He didn't sign that. Crazy, man.
That's a lifetime.
Crazy stuff, right?
That's crazy.
I don't know how he did that.
It's insulting if you think about it.
Okay, now you have a real lifetime achievement award.
Hilarious. Oh, man. All right, Virginia Giuffre's family said Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's arrest is a win for survivors, expressing pride and mixed emotions after the senior royal was detained. Oh,
I think initially we were...
It's so weird, the way these two, seem to have made a career out of this.
Vindicated and screaming at one point at 3 a.m. And then, it just hits you that gut punch of the fact that she's not here to see this, that we're not able to call her and tell her how, astronomically proud we are of her. And so days like this are always such a big mix of emotions, but the thing that we say every day is it's so
Butterfly dinguses.
hard to get wins during this fight, and so when they come, live in them and really enjoy them and celebrate them, and this is a victory for Virginia.
I just started crying in the middle of a breakfast. I'm like, man, people probably think I'm psycho over here, but
yeah, I mean, why would they think that?
the reality is it just hits you in certain ways, and I think that's what we're going to experience throughout the day, and even to come, because her survivor sisters are so proud of her too. I mean, this is just such a win for Virginia and for all survivors out there, truly. We would love the opportunity to meet King Charles and members of the royal family. Here's the thing, they have an opportunity right now. They have two roads that they can pass. It's either they can have a stain on their family for the the rest of history, or they can use this opportunity to advocate for change, to recognize that the culture has shifted.
Okay. Trump touring the Coosa Steel, is it, in Rome, Georgia. Learning about their manufacturing process.
So these racks right here, what we make, this is our biggest impact we've had, is these racks right here. So we buy all the material raw. All our material comes out of Chattanooga, Tennessee for these. So they roll it, cut it to length for us. We weld it up, paint them, and then we ship them to tire distribution centers. We had gotten our start in the racks business doing tire distribution centers. So in order of
This is all over the country the same. We've taken it away. They were ripping us off. Every country in the world was ripping us off. And to think that we have to be before the Supreme Court on a thing like this. Here's a man virtually going out of business, and now he's got a thriving business, hiring people, can't get enough people. And it's all because of tariffs. I had Novartis come in yesterday, a big drug company. They're building 11 factories, 11 drug plants for prescription drugs in the United States. I said, why are you doing that? He said, one reason, tariffs. You've got thousands of...
The real reason Anderson Pooper quit 60 Minutes. Okay, what is it? What's the dirt? Tell us, Daily Mail. Foul-mouthed Barb. What happened? Barb from who? Oh no, you put it behind the paywall, you bastards. Oh. You smelly people, you. How do I? Oh, I don't, the reader thing? Dang, I can usually get by it with that. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ah! Yes! Sneaky, sneaky. Okay. So what happened to Pooper? I mean, what really happened? Yep, Pooper announced he was pulling out. What? Huh? With the official excuse being that he wants to spend more time with his 2 young sons. Some quality time. Yeah. Ew. Okay. So what happened though? There were accusations the network curtailed to the Trump admin. Is that what this is? Anderson is too much of a gentleman to say this. Their source said, apparently. But Anderson thinks that they, CBS, have become cowardly at best. At worst, they're fascists. Fascists. How insane. Trying to claim CBS as fascist now because Barry Weiss is in charge of it. That lady? I mean, really? No. Not so much. Les Wexner's story, or pardon, attorney during, oh yeah, we saw this one. We'll keep going. Trump in Georgia.
Back in the great state of Georgia with the men and women of an incredible American company, the Coosa Steel Corporation. For more than 50 years, the hardworking Americans at Coosa Steel have poured out their sweat and blood and tears to turn into what, look, you wanted to take raw material and you wanted to take beautiful metal and you wanted to turn it into the highest quality steel racks and plates in the business, all stamped with those really beautiful words. You don't see it too much, but now you do again, made in the USA. Right?
Back to producing full speed, 2 shifts a day, 6 days a week. Nice. 5,000 more manufacturing jobs in Georgia alone so far. As factory construction gets underway, 70,000 new construction jobs. Okay, Trump will join the show on Sunday. What is this? Office of the Future College Football Commissioner? I don't know. Josh Pate's college football show on YouTube. Trump is joining the college football show. All right. Don't know what for, but very good. AG Bondi a couple hours ago. What dis? What dis? He says, Our Justice Department attorneys are fighting daily in court to protect law enforcement, and we just secured another key victory. The Ninth Circuit has now issued a full stay blocking California's ban on masks for federal law enforcement agents. Ah, okay. Law enforcement officers risk their lives for us only to be doxxed by radical anti-police activists. Unacceptable. Crucial ruling protects our brave men and women in the field. We will not stop fighting bad laws like these in California and across the country. Okay. Rep. Andy Barr has teamed up with Ed Gallerine in Kentucky to defeat Tom Massey in the 2026 midterms. Andy Barr is running for Senator McConnell's U.S. Senate seat.
Two high-profile Kentucky candidates for Congress and U.S. Senate who have joined forces in their mission to unseat Congressman Thomas Massey. Political reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez reports tonight from Campbell County, that's northern Kentucky.
They say they're in lockstep with the Trump agenda.
To work with this president to save this country.
Republicans Andy Barr and Ed Gallerine embracing each other at a joint campaign event in Wilder of northern Kentucky. It's our first time seeing them together since Barr, the Lexington congressman running for U.S. Senate, chose not to support his longtime Republican colleague, Congressman Thomas Massey.
His desperation is only exceeded by his dishonesty.
Instead, Barr endorsed Massey's opponent, the Trump-backed Gallerine of Shelbyville.
If there is one issue, one specific policy issue that you differ from Thomas Massey the most, what would it be?
Well, this is easy. Voting with the Democrats with deeply flawed logic.
In an interview with me at the event, Gallerine was critical of the way his opponent at times goes against the president's wishes.
He's no Republican. If he had the courage of his convictions, he'd just go ahead and declare libertarian and move on.
Massey responded in a statement sent to me, reading, "I am rated the most conservative Kentucky congressman by Turning Point USA Action, while woke Eddie Gallerine's Flatline campaign is backed by an anti-Trump billionaire who donated millions to trans activism and pro-abortion Democrats."
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
Massey was in Washington this week, highlighted by a heated exchange with Attorney General Pam Bondi for her handling of the Epstein files release.
This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to. You're a failed politician.
Yeah, she called him a failed politician and suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Do you think she's got a point?
Yeah, I do.
I asked Congressman Barr about other national issues this week, including whether ICE should be reformed as it rolls back its surge in Minneapolis.
No one wants to see anyone killed in a situation like this, but it does speak to the importance of citizens engaging in nonviolent protest.
I also got his thoughts on the Trump administration reversing greenhouse gas regulations intended to curb climate change.
For people who are concerned about the climate, we need more, not less, investment in fossil energy.
His answers reflect a belief for both his campaign and Gallerine's too.
All right. Anything else here? Last moment up to the very top. There we go. Kusa, Steel President Seville, explains how tariffs saved his business. Sure seems that way. Looks like it's churning, man. Awesome.
And it's just amazing what's happened, that anybody can be complaining about tariffs. He just said, I'd give you a big hug if the press wasn't
Just give him a hug, man. They just do it.
Tariffs have really been a big difference.
It's been a game changer. We were competing with China. They had taken all of it. They were producing racks at $90 a piece. Our cost alone is $150. You've leveled it. The playing field's back.
So when I came in and we did what we had to do to save all these businesses, you went through the roof, right?
We did. Our quotes, our orders. We're so busy now, we don't know what to do. My lead time now on an order is 36 weeks.
Dang,
we were at a point in time with our rack division. We were laying off workers. We were working one shift, 3 days a week, begging for work. Now it's the exact opposite.
He's turning work down.
We're turning work down, which is a position that that nobody wants to be in, but it's the reality of what your tariffs
And
have done.
honestly, you've got thousands of businesses all over the country the same
All-
exact thing.
I mean,
They're taking it away. They were.
dude, you're seeing like the world of computer hardware is going the same way. Like they're sold actually years into the future. When it comes to RAM and even just regular hard drives now. I think I just saw Western Digital announce their the entirety of all of their manufacturing capacity for just regular old school hard drives is completely allotted through all of the entire of like next year and maybe into the next one too. Get exactly what it said, but you may see prices for regular hard drives go through the frickin' roof now too. Crazy stuff. All right. Well, that's it for me. LC Max in. I got nothing else. How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm
Pretty
good. How are you?
Yeah, buddy.
Good. Oh, you guys getting some snow?
You know, not last I checked, but that might have changed. We'll see.
Seems like everyone's finally getting some snow now. Which is nice.
Yeah, we will see. I gotta go check upstairs. I know it was like we were like sitting right on the line. So we might be getting some. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Have you seen the movie The Menu? Have you seen the movie The Menu?
Excellent movie. Very good movie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. I just wanted to see your take on it.
What's his name? Playing the creepy
I
chef.
watched it again yesterday. Love it.
Yeah.
Voldemort. Yeah, Voldemort.
Such a damn good movie. Yeah,
That's such
I
a
enjoyed that
fun
one.
movie. Family thinks I'm weird for liking it, but it's so good.
I had a blast watching that one.
Even watching it a second time, it's just as
That's the
good.
one where he makes a
man.
burger
Done
right
well.
towards the end, right? And it's like, okay, I remember it. Yeah, it's a great scene. I love that scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes Margot the burger, gets in the to-go bag.
That's like the key scene. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. You still gotta watch A Haunting in Venice, though.
Yeah, if anyone's looking for a good movie, it's highly recommend that one. It's a dang good one.
Oh yeah. It's so fun. It's so unexpected. The
very good.
cinematography is fantastic. It's a good narrative on modern culture, I would say, in a lot of ways. Not even just food related, but
Here, where is it at?
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
You seen anything else good lately?
What's that?
Have you seen anything else good lately?
Yeah, tons of stuff, but nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Drawing a blank.
No standouts.
Oh, you know what me and Raiders just watched last night? Not new, but oh God, what is it? Yeah, there you go. Once Upon a Time in China with Jet Li.
I've seen that.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't think I've seen that.
So good. They just don't make him like this anymore, man.
Is it like Crouching Tiger,
like
Hidden
all the
Dragon?
old fight choreography, like crazy, like slow motion
Flying
through the air. Yeah, that kind of fun stuff.
That stuff's awesome. Oh, what's the other one I was thinking of? There's the new Game of Thrones TV show.
Oh yeah,
It's getting good
so
reviews.
I
I'm
watched the
very
first
hesitant,
episode of that. It's like on my list of stuff I gotta like start churning through here. But I've heard really good things
How
about
was
that.
the first episode?
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. It'd be great to have another good
The
TV
first
show.
episode was really good. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, because whatever the last one was, between that and Game of Thrones is pretty freaking weird, and I didn't end up enjoying it all that much. House of the Dragon, I think it was. It was so. It had some good elements,
but it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't.
No, it wasn't. It didn't stand up to what it should have been. Once you compare it to Game of Thrones, and it's nothing.
Yeah, this new one though is like completely different, much more lighthearted, fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the first episode a lot.
Yep. Interesting. I'll definitely check that out then, because I'm I'm searching. I'm doing The Walking Dead
Oh
again.
man, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it is.
It's a fun
It's
show.
excellent.
Yeah.
I never finished that
Yeah.
actually. I gotta return to that.
Me neither. I have a tendency to not finish any shows. I always I never want to watch the last episode because then it just doesn't end.
I've definitely done that before. Yeah.
Like, oh no, this is gonna just go on in my mind forever. Start it over.
Yeah.
I did finish Game. But yeah, no, I did finish Game of Thrones. No, that might have been better if I did.
Probably.
You know,
way they ended that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But of course, the book still hasn't finished either. So.
Gosh.
Freaking guy. Yep. All right. Well, suppose I'll step out of here and let you get to your show, man.
Sounds good. Well, say hi to Radix and the kid for me, and you guys have a great evening. I'll see you next week.
Have a good one. Yeah.
Thank you. See ya. All right, everybody. All right, everybody.
Is it for me? I got nothing else. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning's Friday, yeah? Yeah, Friday. Oh my God, yeah, it is Friday. Yep. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning to round out the end of the news week. Should be a fun day, I'm sure. After the day we had today. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.